Hi, my name is Kelvin Johnson. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the basic and advanced function of TeamViewer. So, for most of you who don't know about TeamViewer, TeamViewer is actually a software that can be used to access computer remotely, or it can also be used for online meeting, web conferencing, and if you want to share files or transfer documents to other computers, you can also use TeamViewer. So to be able to use TeamViewer on your computer, you will need to download it from the internet and install it on your computer. So first of all, you can go to Google and just type in TeamViewer 12, which is the latest version of TeamViewer. You'll be redirected to the website of TeamViewer. So click on the website, then scroll down a little bit, and there you have TeamViewer download. For this in Dutch, you just click on the TeamViewer download. It will ask you if you want to run it or save it to your computer. You can save it on your computer and then install the software. So after installation of the software on your computer, a shortcut will be created on your desktop. So double click on the shortcut. As you can see, a shortcut has been installed on my computer called TeamViewer 12. Or you can decide to go to the start menu. Just go to TeamViewer, or you can go to the start menu and just type Team, then TeamViewer will appear. So double click on TeamViewer. As you can see, you get TeamViewer will be started. So first of all, what do you see when TeamViewer gets started? You see allow remote control. If you are someone who has a problem at home and you call an expert and he tells you to install TeamViewer on your computer, he needs two things from you. So after the installation, you're going to get an ID and a password. So it doesn't really matter where you are in the world. The person can be in two different continents and still have the ability to assist you. So during the installation of TeamViewer, you have different functions you can use. You can decide to install TeamViewer as a company user, which of course after some time they will request you to buy a license. Or you can decide to install TeamViewer as a basic user. So now, if the person will ask you for your ID, which is your ID and a password. So as you can see, this is my password. But if you think you have my password, I'm sorry, I can decide to create a new password, and that password is gone. I can never use it anymore again. So, but also you have other options which you can also use when you start TeamViewer. As you can see, I can decide to say start TeamViewer with Windows. You can decide to disable that. Assign to Kelvin Johnson. So which means I have an account with TeamViewer, so I can decide to use that account and password on different computer, configure it on that computer, so I can access that computer from anywhere I am, so long as I have access to TeamViewer. So let's look at some basics and advanced functions of TeamViewer. So first of all, let's go to the tab here, connection. As you can see, you can decide to invite a partner. If you have someone who doesn't know much about computer, the person has an email address, and there's a kind of Outlook is installed on your computer. You can decide to click invite partner, and you can also modify the text, which is this is standard text, that came with TeamViewer when you installed it for the first time. So you can modify this. You can decide just say regards Calvin Johnson. I'll take this off and just put just say thanks. You can decide to just put some you just write anything you like, and what is very important is this, so the person can have access to connect to TeamViewer and download it on his own computer. So you can open as email and then send it to the person. So also we have here set up an unattended access. As you can see, this is my computer name, because if I log into this computer with an installed TeamViewer, it's going to generate the name which I use to install my computer. So I can decide to give a different name here and a different password and tell the person to access my computer using this information. So also I can decide to open the management console, which will take me to a web browser where I can download, where I can also access, manage my TeamViewer profile, change my name, change a lot of things, and see all the computers that I have access to, and I can configure a lot of things on the management console. So if you want to exit TeamViewer, you can decide to just click exit TeamViewer, and TeamViewer will be closed. So extras, I'll get back to extras on a later on. Let me go to like feedback. Yeah, if I click the feedback, and you'll be taken to this browser where you can decide to send some feedback to TeamViewer. But for now, I'm not going to do that. We also have the help, which can decide if you have any question, you have something you are looking for, or you want to know more about TeamViewer, how it works on their website. You can click on one of these links, so it's going to take you to the TeamViewer community or the website of TeamViewer and give you some basic functionality of how TeamViewer works. If you want to know the version of TeamViewer you are using and the TeamViewer and your TeamViewer ID, you can decide to just click about TeamViewer. Here you can see I'm using version 12 and date, which the update was performed with on the 29th of August 2017. So my license is free, so you can also do the same. So to use some of the advanced function in TeamViewer, you just go to extras, and here as you can see, I can decide to buy a license or activate a license. So if you are working for a company, which in my company also will use TeamViewer, I believe if you are working for a company, you will not be using a free version of the free license. You'll be using a purchase license. So I can decide to buy a license or activate my license. And also everything you do with your computer, anything you do with TeamViewer on your computer, there's a log file that has been created. So every time you start TeamViewer and every time you close TeamViewer, or anytime you decided to connect to a different computer to help someone, there's a log file that has been created. As you can see, if I decide to open a log file, it's been saved under my local disk program files TeamViewer, and there is the log file. And also you can decide to tell a friend about TeamViewer, which I don't want to do, or you can decide to play or convert a record session. So for now, let's just click the options. So if you click the options, now you have different functionality which you can also configure. So first of all, under the general, we have just my standard, then the name of my computer, which as you can see, it's been displayed here, and I can decide to say start TeamViewer with Windows. If you don't want if you don't want your computer to start with TeamViewer, you can decide to just remove this option. Then TeamViewer will not start with your computer anymore. But for me, I'll prefer that. So if you have a proxy configuration, if you have configured proxy at home, or if you are working in a company whereby proxy settings has been configured, you can decide to click on the configured proxy, and as you can see, for mine it's automatically detect settings, which is recommended, but I can decide to say I'm not using any proxy or use a manual proxy. Here you enter your proxy IP, the port number, the username and password. So also you have some other configuration, which is the wake online, which I'm not going to go into details for now. And also, as you can see, incoming LAN connection has been deactivated in this account. And you can see I assigned to Kelvin Johnson, which means I have logged on to my TeamViewer session. I can decide to remove that account, which I'm not going to do, which means I can't connect to this computer from a distance. So for me to connect to this computer, then somebody has to log on to this computer and give me a password. But if the computer is on, I can connect to this computer from anywhere I am, so long I have access to TeamViewer and I'm logged on as Kelvin Johnson on that TeamViewer profile. So security, as you can see, there's the password I created for this TeamViewer unattended access, so I can access this computer easily from anywhere. So I can decide to manage additional password. If I want, I can decide to have like 2 or more passwords to access this computer. So as you can see, if I remove this, grant Kelvin Johnson easy access, I can't connect to this computer anymore using my name. So on the password strength, you can decide how many characters you want your password to have, 6, 8, 10, 4, or no disable, no random password. So now rules for connection to this computer. Okay, this is very, very, very important. So if you log on to someone's computer using TeamViewer and the person provides you with a password, mind you, you cannot perform administration rights on that computer if the person does not have admin rights. So, but if that person wants you to connect to his computer using administrator rights, he will need to click here and allow for administrator only. So if the person tries to connect to your computer, he's going to use the advanced connection, and then the person can decide to use, if you are working for a network, for a company, and the person is connected to a network connection, you can decide to log on as an administrator to that computer. So I can decide to say black or white list. I can decide to add deny access to the following partner, add some computers which cannot access my computer, and the computer will not be able to access my computer from anywhere. Okay, so now we have the remote control, and these are just some quality. You can, for example, if someone wants to connect to my computer, what kind of quality should I have? So you can decide to kind of configure the quality here. You have 4 options which you can choose from. So for me, it's automatically selected, so I prefer it that way. And I can also decide to remove the remote wallpaper. As you can see, immediately I take my mouse to it, there's a kind of a short explanation on what it actually does. So when we go to meeting, also we have the same configuration. Here I can remove the own wallpaper while presenting to your partner. I can decide to participate in interaction is full interaction, or you can decide to give a minimal interaction, which is going to be on the presentation mode, or you can decide to go for a custom settings. So, but for me, I prefer the full interaction when I'm kind of having a session with someone. Password for instant meeting, you can set to auto start screen sharing, or if you don't use the auto start screen sharing, I think you will need to accept that screen sharing before the person can decide to see your screen. So for me, I prefer it this way. And if I'm doing in my company, everything is just pre-configured. We didn't change the settings. Here I have the computers and the contacts. As you can see, Kelvin Johnson, which is me. I've already configured my information on this profile, so I can access this computer from anywhere. As you can see, that's my name, that's my email address, and that's my password. And as you can see, I'm using a free license. So here, offline computers and contacts in separate group, notify me of incoming message. So when I signed in to any computer, I will go and receive a message here on this computer that, oh, Kelvin Johnson has just been signed in. So we have the audio conference configuration. So the settings for the audio conferencing. So as you can see, the conference call, which is set to default, I can decide to configure it here and use a phone or voice over IP, which is the standard configuration. And the speaker, as you can see, I leave it for the default communication device. If you have external, like external headsets, wireless headsets, cable headset you've connected, you can decide to choose it from this option. Also for the voice, is the same. Also like the microphone, you can decide to choose a different microphone if you have something else connected to your computer, to your laptop or desktop. For the video connection, as you can see, we can decide to choose which video source we want to use. But for now, I'm not going to configure anything here. The quality, as you can see, is gray out because it's automatically selected. So the custom invitation, which I showed the first time, like when you try to connect and invite someone to download the TeamViewer, you can decide to modify the custom invitation here. I can decide to just, it's kind of, let me say, please please download TeamViewer. And regards, Kelvin Johnson. And here's the link where you can download TeamViewer. So also we have the advanced functions. You can see you're not seeing anything in the advanced mode. But when I click show advanced option, I'll have more options which I can configure. Here we have the display language. For me it's auto select, which of course my computer is installed in English. And you can decide to just, if you have a different language, you can decide to select your language which you use. And also, as you can see, install new version automatically. I've decided you can say weekly or you can choose monthly. Install new version automatically. What do you want TeamViewer to do? Update within this major version. You can decide to say security update within this major version or no automatic update if you don't want your version to be updated from TeamViewer. So as you can see, the access control, which is full access, you can decide to minimize the access someone will have to your computer. Confirm all, which means anytime a person tries to do anything on your computer, you will need to confirm. But for me, I prefer the full access, which is the default configuration from TeamViewer. So I can decide to say random password after each session, which is keep the current password. So, but for I think for most computers, it's going to be kind of generate a new password. So every time a new password will be generated. Okay. So as you can see, we have some advanced settings for connection on to other computers. So if you connect to other computer, what is going to happen? Start remote control automatically when connected to a mobile device. So I can decide to just lock remote control, remote computer. You can say automatic, or you can decide to say never. Access control is full access, which I prefer. Or you can decide to also use the confirm all or view all, or the view and show settings. So the same also goes to advanced settings for meeting, which I'm not going to go into details for now. It's actually the same configuration like for the advanced settings for connection to this computer and for other computers. And for the advanced network settings, TeamViewer server, if you have a server, you can also decide to configure it here, or you can decide to like uninstall the VPN driver, install the monitor driver. You can decide to install some other drivers. Remote printing. So if I install remote printing here, which means other computers which are connected to my computer can print documents from their computer to my computer. So if they want to print a document, they are going to see my printer included in their printer. Okay. So like the log file also, as what I showed you before, that there's a log file that is created. Everything you do with TeamViewer on your computer is a log file that's created. You can decide to just disable all these options here, and no log information will be created anymore. So you have more options like disable remote drag and drop integration. So when you disable all these options, you cannot do something like remote drag and drop. Like for example, I can take a file from my computer, copy it and paste it on the other computer. But if this is disabled, I can't do that anymore. Or disable TeamViewer shutdown. Someone cannot shut down my TeamViewer from his own computer. Okay. So I can decide to export the reg and use it on a different computer, which I'm not going to do for now. Okay, let me just click OK. And so also, since I've logged onto this computer, as you can see, Kelvin Johnson will be logged on the free version I'm using. So now I have some folders I've already created, which of course you can do the same. It's not that difficult. Just click on the icon here, and here you can see you can add a remote computer if you know the name of the computer and the ID. You can decide to add a contact if you have someone who has a TeamViewer and you know the person's email address. You can decide to add a new group. Let me just say test one. Okay, I can decide to go to the advanced option and view some other settings. Click OK, and you can see test one has been created. So also after the creation, you can decide to add a computer to it, add a contact, create a session code, or you can also delete it. Delete. You can see it has been deleted. So here we have, you can decide to open a management console from here, or open a service queue, or you can decide to start a chat session with someone from there. So, but now, for example, let me say I have some computers. As you can see, let me just use this test PC, which is logged on and also connected to TeamViewer. So if you want to connect to a computer which, maybe for example, you have a computer which is already online and it has you have already configured a specified password for that computer, you can decide to double click on it. It's trying to connect to the partner, and you can see it has been connected automatically. So now, since you've connected to the computer, you have different things you can do with that computer. So we can decide, for the first place, we have the home, which I can go to, but for now I'm not going to do that. So let me just go to the action, and as you can see on the action, I can decide to send the Control-Alt-Delete. For example, I can send that and then switch to a different user on that computer. I can decide to send a key combination, disable remote input, and also invite someone else to join this conversation. If, for example, you are helping someone and yet you have a problem or you don't really know what to do and you want to invite a different technician to kind of watch what you are doing, and that technician can even take over the computer and just do everything. So which means two or more, 3, 4 people can be viewing the same session at the same time. So I'm going to go to that later. So here let's have the view, and under the view section you can also to kind of optimize the resolution of the screen. You can switch to a full screen, or you can also refresh the screen. Under the communication, if I'm kind of having a session with someone, trying to help someone, you can chat with the person. You can decide to chat and just say hi. As you can see, the person will receive the message, and here the person can also reply, say hello. So as you can see, it's telling me I have a message, and let's see the person is saying hello. So, and also you can decide to start a video call, which of course I don't have a video here on this computer, so I cannot show you the video session. So you can decide to start an internet call if it is installed and configured on your computer. You can decide to switch side with partner. So switch side with partner means that the partner can now take over your own computer and decided to start kind of interacting with you. So if you go to file transfer, which I also use often when I have a session with someone, if for example you want to install a specified company software on that person's computer, I just click file transfer, then you click open file transfer, then you can decide to just copy and transfer a file to the other partner. So what you can also do is you can start to record the session which you are using now. You can take a screenshot. You can activate the remote printing, because after the driver has been installed, you can also activate remote printing, which allows you to print to this computer you are controlling. So if I activate remote control and the person wants to print a document on his own computer, he's going to see my computer, my printer. Okay, and here for the communication, as you can see, every chat you try to communicate with a person will be displayed here. Okay, you can decide to invite someone to join a session by going to action. I'm going to invite. Okay, let me just invite this computer, and the person is going to send an invitation. The person is going to receive kind of a pop-up to join the meeting. Just click join. As you can see, person has joined the meeting. So now if I decided to send a chat message, for example, to, let me just send a chat, let's say, hi. As you can see, you have different people who are going to receive the message. So I'm not the only one who is going to receive the message, but also some other users who have joined the meeting will receive the message. Okay, so well, that is it. Let me close this session of TeamViewer on the computer. So if you are done with the session with the person, you can tell the person to just close TeamViewer, and just by clicking there, and yourself you can close TeamViewer yourself from your own computer by clicking here. And mind you, TeamViewer is still running in the background of your computer. So I hope you enjoy watching this session of my explanation. And if you love my video, please try to comment on my video. And if you have any question, please don't forget to leave a comment, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channels for more video. Please don't forget to send me an email if you have any question regarding any IT infrastructure or IT client system engineering. Thank you very much, and hope to see you next time. Bye.